Okay, here's my very amateur attempt to try and demonstrate and give some tips on the Mytek Brooklyn. This is the Plus model, so I thought I'd help out some potential buyers because there's a lot to this little box, believe it or not, more than you would think. Right now, my laptop is just USB into the Brooklyn right there. That's what you're hearing right now. And as you can see, it's 24-bit, 48 kilohertz, and the MQA light is lit. So when the next song comes in, we'll see what the bit rate, well, they're all 24-bit, but the kilohertz rate is. See, this one's 96. Now there's a couple things that I had to kind of learn on the fly. I hate reading instruction manuals, and this was no different. If you push the volume knob once, you come to the screen. All this basically does is tell you the output, what is outputting, 24-bit, 96 kilohertz, and your volume knob. Now, just for reference, I'm using this as a preamp, basically. Well, kind of more of a volume control, actually. I have a two-based, two-channel preamp that this is connected to via XLR cables. I have the volume on that fixed, so I use this as the volume control. And this also comes with an Apple remote that you can use for such things, as you can see right there. Pretty basic operations, okay? So let me go through some of the menu options. If you hit the button again once, the volume button, see if I can get in on this. Again, I'm very amateuristic at this, so you'll have to excuse me. So I'm going to take the volume control and I'm going to rotate it, and you will see the options on the screen change. Okay, so if I press this button here, you'll see MQ&A is enabled. Rotate it, it's disabled. So clockwise disables it, counterclockwise re-enables it. Okay, so these buttons coordinate with the, okay, see how this one, if I hit this far left button, you'll see the INT, which I believe is for the internal clock, lights up. If I hit the one next to it, the maximum speed rate is shown 256. Again, I already showed you the enable disable, and this one is for positive or negative phase. Why you would want negative phase, I'm not sure, but there it is. So if you just hit the button again, you'll see all the different volume control. So as you can see, I've got it on analog, the bypass, volume is off, USB volume is disabled. This is where you can change to a, see it says analog input. If you change that, it brings you to line level, moving magnet phono, moving coil phono. So that's a pretty cool feature, and I do use the phono amp on this, the preamp I mean to say. So you can even change the display brightness, and you can even change the logo color. So if I hit that, it changes colors as you turn it. Now, again, this is my laptop playing. Right now in my Oppo, I have a MQA CD in there. So if I go back over here and I hit the scroll over to where I can change the inputs, right now it's on USB. So if I go over here, now it's on optical, Toslink. So that is just a Toslink cable from my Oppo right to the Mytek. Now, I think you have to have the Oppo set to bit stream out on your digital outs. In other words, your coaxial and your Toslink digital outputs need to be on bitstream for that to work. So this is just an MQA CD that I just recently got. I've got about 4 of them now, and another one on the way. So I'll just show you. This is from that CD Japan. This is the jazz sampler. So that's what's playing right now. So if I go back over, you'll see optical is lit. So if I turn it again, that is the turntable. Little Los Lobos playing right now. It's not a bad little a phono preamp. It sounds pretty good. Is it up there with the top ones? No, but for everything this thing does, again, I'll call it the Swiss Army knife of DACs. Now, this is my first outboard dedicated DAC I've ever used. I've always used the DAC in this 105 or the one in my Marantz, but I was interested in MQA. I know MQA is extremely divisive, it's controversial. I've never seen anything as controversial, even amongst professionals, as MQA. I personally like it. If you don't, that's cool. I'm not here to convince you that it's good, and you're not going to convince me that it's worthless, so be it. So I hope I've pretty much covered everything you would want to know about this. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask in there. Let me just go back again. See, there's the optical, and back to USB. I tell you what, if you're looking for something to demo in MQA, this Beck song, Already Dead, wow. Very good. See, if I push this button over here, USB is no longer lit. See, on and off. And again, you would just scroll using the volume wheel. It also has dual headphone outputs. You can configure this for balance. I'm not quite sure how to do that. I've never tried it. I don't use the headphone amp on this a lot. I've used it, but not very often. So again, if you have any questions or anything, drop me a line. I hope this helped.